Hey, what's going on, you guys? Major Dragon here, and real quick before the video starts, I want to let you guys know about some big news. As you guys might have seen from the short or the Discord, I've now released new merchandise on my brand new store. It's a big achievement that I'm really proud of, so if you guys want to go check it out down below, it's really awesome. Make sure to click the link in the description down below to go check out the store, maybe buy some merchandise, and also be prepared for December, as I'm also planning on releasing some Christmas merch, which will be limited edition, but we'll talk more about that later on when we get closer to it. And thank you all so much for the support, I really do appreciate it. So let's get into the video. Make sure to check out my Patreon for exclusive videos never before seen on YouTube. And don't forget to also check out the memberships on my channel page to join and gain access to perks and see videos early. Make sure to click the subscribe button and hit the bell and be notified of new videos. All the support goes to the production of the channel for better content. Now let's get into the video. What if Vegeta wished Earthlings into Saiyans? How would this play out, and how would this change the story of Dragon Ball? Our story will begin right after the defeat of the mighty Cell. Son Goku gave his life to end Cell, which destroyed Vegeta's pride. He didn't fight at all. He gave up fighting. He would fight no more. All of this pain and struggle that he worked for to surpass Kakarot is now over. Now he can never face him again. He was with Bulma, and Bulma was speaking about how maybe if the humans were more prepared, or maybe if the Saiyans maybe were back, they could have maybe all fought Cell and had more of a chance. Vegeta kept this in his mind as he wandered on, as he trained, thinking about, what if the woman was right? What if they had more Saiyans that had real blood, and they were all able to turn into a Super Saiyan and fight Cell? Then Kakarot wouldn't have died and he could have gotten his match. And Vegeta could have been the real prince. Now Vegeta, he does like Earth. In this what if he does. And at this point in time, he doesn't want to lose this planet as he has nowhere else to go. So he respects Kakarot enough to make it in his own way to where the planet Earth will not be harmed again and his death won't be for nothing. And maybe he can also fulfill that pride and empty spot by having Saiyans to rule over to fill that pride of his. Vegeta would then collect the Dragon Balls on his own right, taking Bulma's radar. Using his speed, he is very quick to find them. Now, as we all have heard before, that the Earth Dragon Balls cannot revive a mass majority of people, but for what if purposes we say we can. Or we can also go down the routes where Vegeta would go to Namek and get the new Dragon Balls. Issue is that Namek was completely destroyed, so he would not know where New Namek is. So it would theoretically be impossible for Vegeta to actually wish all of the Earthlings back as Saiyans. So the only logical way would be to use the Earth Dragon Balls currently in the what if, so hold back on the comments. Vegeta would then summon the dragon the same as before, as Gohan would then run out and see why the sky has turned dark as he was busy studying. He would then fly off, sensing Vegeta's power, as Vegeta then made his wish. The dragon would then fly away and disappear, as then everything changed. Gohan would then land and ask Vegeta what did he do. As nearby, Vegeta would then fly off, and you would look at the city. Now all of the humans had tails, and their hair was instantly a dark color to black. But they would all be holding their tail, looking at it and touching their hair, as they were all confused as to why. Why do they have tails? What's going on? Gohan was furious that he would just force a wish upon everybody. But Vegeta would explain his reason, and that is his reason alone. Now the Earthlings won't be so weak anymore. Now they're all Saiyans. You should be proud. Now the Earth would go into a state of chaos for a period of time, as instantly all the human population became Saiyans. A few things will change. The Earthlings, aka Saiyans now, will be more toned to fight. They're a lot more aggressive and they want to fight a lot more and get stronger and fight more. And we also gotta forget about the moon, which the Earthlings don't know about. And we also have to throw in the fact that since everybody's growing tails and something's crazy going on, now how powerful are the Earthlings turned Saiyans now? Well, we can't instantly give them a high power level because they never trained on planet Vegeta or were born on that planet, which is 10 times gravity that of Earth. But you can argue that they got multiple times more powerful, so they're stronger than the likes of Hercule, or way more for some people. Now, since it was all humans, even the likes of Videl and Hercule, Mr. Satan was turned into a Saiyan as well. So they would think it's really odd. Now, what Vegeta would do at this point, as Bulma at Capsule Corp has now become a Saiyan as well. You people need to understand that all Earthlings become a Saiyan. This means when Gohan gets home, Chi-Chi is a Saiyan, as she has a tail and she freaks out. Not understanding why she has a tail, as she would then faint, passing out. The Ox King has one, and most of the Z fighters have a tail as well, except for, of course, Piccolo. As now that you see, Tien, Krillin, Chaozu, Yamcha, they all have tails. Even Master Roshi has one. Because of this, all the Z fighters and friends of the Z family would all meet up, and would it be explained what happened. They would be quite furious at Vegeta as to why he would just force them to become a Saiyan. But Vegeta would laugh and state that you should be blessed because these Saiyans are a gift among the universe, and this is what Kakarot would have wanted, which of course is not true. And he wouldn't have said that. He would have said, this is what I wanted to do, and there's no going back on this wish. So because of this, Bulma, of course being one of the most famous people in the world, would then meet up with the news station that would go all around the world and explain what they are, what they have turned into, and what to look out for and what to not do. This would then calm the world down as the world will start to recollect themselves. The biggest thing was do not look up at the moon when it gets dark at the one time of the month, because then you become a great ape. Now, a lot of the fighters among Earth would relish this, as now they're more powerful than ever, and they have a lust for battle. A lot of criminals would have more lust to do criminal activity, but the police officers are stronger as well to fight back. Now the Z fighters will be testing out their Saiyan powers, as they have now growing a lot quicker than before, being a lot more stronger and having much more potential. Now as for Gohan, he hated the idea of this. This is just not right. Why would you do this? Now as humanity was getting more accustomed to the Saiyan side, you can argue that a lot of the population is way more aggressive in terms of the countries and nations. So they would start to think about who needs a ruler. As the Saiyans' hierarchy and their instinctual tendencies is that the Saiyans need to have a ruler who is the Alpha Saiyan. Now Vegeta would instantly take this role, as this would be done at the tournament, having the strongest Saiyans on Earth meet up to fight. Vegeta would easily defeat them all and say that he is the original prince of the Saiyans, and that is what they have turned into now, and now he will rule them with an iron fist. I feel like Vegeta would be a pretty interesting ruler, as he is already dating one of the most famous women on the planet. He would then change his style and try and teach them to become a Saiyan. To protect the planet, if anything happens, you can defend yourselves. As all the Earthlings that have now turned into Saiyans, instinctively they know how to fight. They might not be martial artists, but they're naturally way stronger, and they naturally have gifted talents. The likes of Mr. Satan would have won a lot more tournaments because of the fact that he's part Saiyan now, and he was already far more powerful than a normal human. Cutting through the 7 years. Now Goku would have lightly heard about what happened, but he didn't really pay much attention as he was too busy training. Now during, of course, these full 7 years, things would change a lot. Earth has definitely changed a little bit, but not too much to the degree to where it's like a massive difference. It's just that some nations might have fallen, and some people might have gone to a more natural tribal kind of way, because that's just how Saiyans work. And a lot of Saiyans have broken off into their own groups, but of course Vegeta would challenge them all and defeat them. There are even some super gifted Earthlings who became Super Saiyans, to where they want to become one, as they all saw Vegeta talk about this form. Now, of course, a lot of the Saiyans cannot access this, as Vegeta is one of the only ones. Now, Gohan during this time does not like the fact that Vegeta is kind of ruling over the planet in a way, as it's starting to mold Vegeta as it's getting into his head. Bulma, who didn't really like it at first, over the course of the 7 years starts to give in to this kind of stuff, as she's now revered as the queen, and it gets into her head as well. You have to understand that it's nature over nurture, and the nature of the Saiyans are taking over. Their planet is slowly going back to the old ways of like the old planet Vegeta. Now Vegeta has all power over the planet as he's the most powerful being there. And he's basically kind of ruling over the Saiyans like his father did. And they're not going to go further as to such to take over the universe. They're not going to do that. But they're ready to protect their planet in case anything ever happens again. Son Goku would finally arrive, getting his 24 hours from Baba, as he would show up near the tournament, but this time he wouldn't actually meet up at the original tournament like before, as there is still a tournament going on, but the Z Fighters wouldn't go. Goku would then meet Chi-Chi, who was delighted to see Goku, and hugged him, but then started punching him a bit more aggressively than she did before. Goku was so confused to see that she was a Saiyan too. He would then meet his son Gohan, who's all grown up now. Gohan, at this point, has gone to school, and yes, he has met Videl, and they're already starting to have feelings for each other. Videl is actually stronger than the original, because she is a full Saiyan as well. Now, Gohan here would then explain to Goku everything about what has happened over these past 7 years. And Goku was kind of upset, as he thinks that Vegeta just kind of forced his way for everybody, but I guess you can't argue that much. I guess now we're not the extinct species that we were. There's billions of us now. But Gohan would say that it's starting to get to Vegeta's head, as now he's more of a ruler of the planet, more than anything else. This world has changed to more of a planet Vegeta. And now, him and Bulma are planning on sending ships out to populate more planets and to kind of rule them over. Vegeta's kind of reasoning for this is because he wants to destroy any remnants of the Frieza Force for just a little final act of revenge, but in reality, it's because he wants to take over planets and kind of rule them so the Saiyan Empire can grow. Now this is a big no-no for Goku, as he apologizes to Gohan. But he asks Gohan, well, why didn't you stop him? You had the power, you had Super Saiyan 2, you could have defeated Vegeta. But Gohan got rusty very quickly, but he didn't see it until it was too late. Gohan never kept his training up. Now, before we pause here, I know that Chi-Chi is a Saiyan, and that she trains. She would train with Gohan lightly, but her priorities, nature versus nurture, I feel like would comically still get over to Gohan, but he's not as weak. He's similar to his normal self from Cell. Let's just say that. Now, Goten, of course, would probably be a bit more stronger, way stronger than his original self, because he's more inclined to train with Chi-Chi even more. But Gohan's more still of a bookworm. Goten was born into the Chi-Chi as a Saiyan. Now as for Goku, Goku wants to go meet Vegeta, and Vegeta knew that Goku was coming. Goku would then see that West City has been turned into like a massive Saiyan empire. Even the buildings look very similar to the Saiyan agriculture. The same culture, the same buildings, everything looked the same as Planet Vegeta. It was kind of weird, as there were Saiyans everywhere. All these humans are now wearing normal clothes, but some of them are also wearing some battle type armor, very similar. And they have dozens of space pods, technology has flourished, and it's just crazy. Goku's looking around and people are kind of looking at Goku weird, because he's not wearing the normal battle uniform, nor is he doesn't have a tail. But they can tell he definitely looks like a Saiyan. Now most of the humans by this point have now fully accepted the Saiyan attitude, as it's been almost a decade of 7 years. They've transformed mostly into Saiyans now. They're just brutish people who love to fight, and they want to just fight constantly. And they kind of are under Vegeta's rule. Goku would then meet Bulma, who was then next to Vegeta, and Goku would say, Vegeta, why would you do this? They would trade words back and forth, as the two Saiyans would then talk. Vegeta would then have a plan, as he would then tell Kakarot, saying, you know what, Kakarot, you're right. As Goku beforehand was yelling at Vegeta, telling him that this is not right. We need to get the Dragon Balls and wish everybody back to normal, as we just can't do this. You can't force something on people. But even if you did, you can't rule over them. You don't decide who lives and who dies. Vegeta would agree, putting his hand around Goku, saying, you know what, Kakarot, I've let all my anger and pride over these years collect over me, but we've never had our real match yet. But a lot of things have changed. And he says, you know what, Kakarot, you're right. Here, the Dragon Radar should be right over there. Goku would then reach to go grab the Dragon Radar, as Vegeta would then hit the back of Goku's head, knocking him out. Bulma would kind of be saddened to see her friend, but she understands that this is what a Saiyan needs to do. And Vegeta would state, take him to the pit. Goku would then awaken. As he was then laying, his top G was torn off, as Goku was then confused. His vision was fuzzy, he couldn't understand what was going on. As now, Vegeta put him in the pit. It's a massive hole that Vegeta has made with his own energy attack. It has bones of animals, creatures, beings, and dust. It was still wet in blood of battle. As then there were spikes all aiming down so there's no escape. And there was millions and millions of Saiyans all lined above it in a circle, like a coliseum. And there laid a massive throne for Vegeta to sit on as the king of the Saiyans. Vegeta would then state who this Kakarot is, and that he was a Saiyan that landed on Earth, and the fact that he betrayed his people. But now, he is regarded as a strong Saiyan, but they shall see who the real ruler of Earth is going to be. Goku was shocked, as he didn't want to fight Vegeta like this. This is not what they're going to do. But if it's to use the Dragon Balls to wish everybody back, or to at least make things civil, he's going to have to. Vegeta would then land from his throne, and he would state that even if you use the Dragon Balls, even if you wish anything back, you're never going to find them. Things will never be the same, Kakarot. The Saiyan Empire will now continue on forever. They can never go back. Goku will state, well, that may be true, but it doesn't need to be the original way it is. It can be something different, something better. But Vegeta would then tell him, now it's time to fight, clown. As Vegeta would then remove his cloak and his cape, he would then begin his battle with Son Goku. Both in base form, they would fight, as the crowd would then cheer on their king, as they would begin trading blows back and forth. Goku was trying to reason with Vegeta, trying to see that this is not the way. As Vegeta would then smirk and transform into a Super Saiyan, saying that this is the only way. As the two would now be in Super Saiyan, Goku and Vegeta would then stare each other down with intensity. The other Saiyans around the entire crowd are cheering, and their Saiyan blood is boiling, as Vegeta would then yell out that this is more than just a fight. This is the final chapter, so he can close his pride and show that Kakarot was nothing than a low-class Saiyan, while he is the king, a super elite, a murdering monster, while Kakarot's a softie. And he'll prove him wrong, as Goku acclaimed that even a low-class can defeat a super elite, and he proved that in their first match. The two would then clash back and forth. Goku was actually having the upper hand during their fight. As you guys know, the training and everything would have been relatively the same, so realistically, Goku and Vegeta would be around the same level, but Goku was stated to be stronger than Goku during the Buu Saga, hence why Vegeta used Babidi's mind control. Vegeta would then be on the losing end, but the fight was very close. Vegeta would then scream and then showcase Super Saiyan 2. The Saiyans watched in awe as Vegeta showcases godly power. Goku was impressed, telling Vegeta that you're even stronger than Gohan was when they fought Cell. You must have trained even harder than I did. As Goku would then transform into a Super Saiyan 2, which didn't shock Vegeta one bit. The two would continue their fight. It'll be a very even match, similar to the Super Saiyan 2 Goku versus Majin Vegeta fight. Seemingly, it didn't seem like either would win. There was no tide turning, until Goku started getting the upper hand on Vegeta. He started using his full power, not holding back on him, and he started to overpower Vegeta slowly in their fight. But now during this, Goku was then distracted as he saw a man standing right next to them, as he would tell Vegeta to stop, and it was none other than the Supreme Kai. Vegeta dares that this being would get in his way of his match, but the Supreme Kai would calm them and say, wait, I understand this fight is very important between you two, but there are bigger fish to fry. He would explain who he is and what he's trying to do. Vegeta would then rush his Supreme Kai, but Supreme Kai would use the Kai Kai and teleport right next to Goku. The Supreme Kai barely dodged that attack, But that teleportation technique was very impressive. The Supreme Kai states that we don't have time for this, Vegeta, please. Just listen to me. And he would explain who he is, about Majin Buu, and more. And Vegeta would state there's no worry. All the Saiyans can just destroy Babidi's ship, no problem. But the Supreme Kai state that even if you put all of these Saiyans into one bottle, it's not going to defeat Majin Buu at all. Now, Vegeta does have some elite Saiyans who has trained and gotten very powerful, as they're all kind of in the relative with the Frieza arc levels, and some of them are touching the realms of Super Saiyan, and I believe it is definitely possible, but it's not there just yet. And Vegeta would laugh and state, we'll stop it then. And Vegeta states that, well, I can't fight you when you're distracted, Kakarot, so let's just go handle this Majin Buu creature. Once when this is done, we are going to finish our match. Goku understands this, as they would then be healed, and then they would fly off to Babidi's ship. Gohan would follow along like the original. A lot of the events would happen the exact same. Now the difference here is, would Vegeta allow himself to be taken over by Babidi? I would say yes. Vegeta would allow himself to be taken over because he was already losing against Kakarot, and he doesn't want to be weak anymore. Now Babidi takes advantage of this, as he takes over a majority of the Saiyans that were around that arena as well, as a lot of Saiyans followed nearby. Babidi uses this advantage because they're tainted hearts to easily control them, now having a giant army of Saiyan Majin controlled beings. They will easily get enough power from Majin Buu, no problem. Once Vegeta turned Majin, things are going to change here, as Vegeta knows that he cannot fight Kakarot while he's distracted. And he knew this before, as they fought beforehand. So he's going to use this power to destroy Majin Buu, then have his match against Goku. Majin Buu, I believe, would be born at this point, because the fact that Babidi's making a lot of the Saiyans fight each other, which is just enough energy. And the other beings can also take one of the beings' energy as well. So we're going to say for what it purposes that Buu was still able to be reincarnated and he's brought back. Buu here is of course spawning as Fat Buu. Now Dabura would be busy fighting Gohan, but Gohan here did not lose his edge in their fight. So Gohan is actually pretty much around the same strength, so he was able to defeat Dabura in their match. Once when Fat Buu appeared, Goku and Vegeta would team up. Now Goku never revealed Super Saiyan 3 in this What If, so the fight would pretty much go evenly, but after a very, very close fight, they would actually be able to kill Majin Buu, with Vegeta using a Final Flash, and Goku using the Kamehameha with Gohan helping. All three of them would be able to overpower Majin Buu. This would also kill Babidi and completely destroy the ship. Now a lot of the Saiyans had Majin control over them, so they were stronger. Vegeta would then now want to have his match. As now, the thousands of Saiyans that were all controlled under Babidi are now gone, but they still have the power. They would then surround Goku. As Goku and Vegeta would then now continue their fight, it was a dead even match. Gohan would try to stop it, but he was then overpowered by the thousands of Saiyans who would then grab him, as Gohan was tired from fighting Dabura. Goku, seeing this and not wanting his son to get hurt, would have enough. As Goku would then begin powering up, he would begin screaming for about 5 minutes. Afterwards, he then transformed into a Super Saiyan 3. Vegeta was shocked, as Goku instantly appeared in front of Vegeta, delivering a powerful gut punch which knocked him down. He would then turn to the Saiyans and charge up a Kamehameha wave and completely obliterate the Saiyans that were holding Gohan and easily defeat them. He would turn to Vegeta, who would do everything in his power to try and take down Goku, but he would be easily defeated, as Goku has far surpassed Vegeta now. Goku would state that you'll never defeat what I am, Vegeta, even if I do go back. You'll never defeat what I am, and this is not the way to live. Let them live how they want to. You can't rule over them. At least do it in a more peaceful way. If they want you to be their ruler, Goku can't stop that. But at least don't try to take over planets and be no better than Frieza. Vegeta would then faint from his exhaustion, as the Saiyans would actually pick their king up and carry him back towards his castle. Goku by this point would then spend the rest of the few hours that he has left with his family, but then his time was up as he used so much energy. But then, he would then go to the other world, as the Supreme Kai would then thank Goku for truly helping them. He wasn't going to thank Vegeta, but last time Vegeta tried killing him, so. And he also thanked Gohan. he offered Goku training as to maybe get stronger, which Goku would agree as there's nothing else to do. So Goku would then go to the other world and train with the Z-Sword. Now Goku's not really one to use a Z-Sword as he's more used to, of course, a long stick, of course. But hey, he can definitely figure it out. Now they would test with the Z-Sword. Goku was able to pull the Z-Sword out, and Goku would continue his training, mastering Super Saiyan 3 and learning his power more, training under the Kais as they would teach him tons of knowledge. Now during this time, Goku would have never tested the Z-Sword to break the Ketchin metal, so the Elder Kai was never born, theoretically, from the sword as we know. But he never teleported from the sword, so he's still entrapped inside of it. But Goku would be getting stronger as a few years would pass. Lord Beerus would then awaken. Lord Beerus would have a dream about a Super Saiyan God that can challenge him to a true fight. The same prophecy as before. This version of Beerus would then teleport to the Supreme Kai world and fight Son Goku, who would fight Beerus. This version of Goku is a lot stronger than his original self, having way better training, but against the likes of Beerus, even in Super Saiyan 3, he has no chance. Now this is actually when during their fight, Beerus would unintentionally break the Z-Sword by accident, hitting Goku, and Elder Kai would then pop out, which would cause a little scene between each other, but then they would get back into it. Goku would then be knocked out cold, as he would explain who the Elder Kai is and what he can do to help. Now Elder Kai could unlock Goku's potential, but he doesn't have enough time, as Beerus was then heading right towards Earth. Vegeta was notified about it by, of course, the Supreme Kai, or you can even say King Kai 2, and Vegeta knows that they must be on their best behavior or else Beerus will destroy all of them. So the Saiyans prepared the greatest meals on planet Earth, the best cuisine, the best things ever for him. So when Beerus shows up, he was interested to see that this planet has turned into planet Vegeta again, which is kind of what he kind of wanted to destroy. So Beerus would then eat the food and actually have a good time as the food was delicious, but something has to set Beerus off a little bit, but you can say this time it doesn't, as Beerus was enjoying himself. Now, because of this, Beerus still wants to fight the Super Saiyan God, which they don't know who that is, but Vegeta can use the Dragon Balls, which are specially locked away, to basically see who the Saiyan God is. Goku would then arrive at this point once when the dragon was summoned, and of course once when after Bulma asked, the dragon would then give the Super Saiyan God story, the same as before, and this is when Goku and when Vegeta would meet. Now pause. How is Goku here? Goku's dead, guys. Well, the Elder Kai would actually give Goku his life because he knows how dangerous Beerus is, and Goku has to be there to fight Beerus in case something happens. I mean, the Elder Kai is just gonna stay there dead, so it doesn't matter. So he doesn't mind it, and it'll give Goku a second chance. So it'll be the same scene as before. It'll be a nice heartwarming scene. As then Goku would then meet up with Vegeta. It was shocked to see that Goku was alive. Everybody was happy. But now they know about the ritual. They need at least 5+ Saiyans to do the ritual. Well, now they have to pick who's going to be the Super Saiyan God to fight. Beerus would then check both of them out. As he's checking both of them out, seeing which one would be a better fit, and he actually chooses Goku. As he explained that judging from Vegeta's power, Goku far outclipses his own. And would this give him a better fight as a Saiyan God? He better hope for it. This would infuriate Vegeta, but he cannot argue against the likes of Beerus. So they would do the Saiyan God ritual, and Son Goku would become the Super Saiyan God as before. The Saiyans were in shock to see this God was born, and they kind of looked up to Goku a little bit as he's fighting for them. Goku would then fight Beerus. It'll be pretty much the same exact fight. Goku's a little bit stronger here, but he would still lose in the end. But Beerus would then spare the planet, as he really liked the food, and they like what they're doing with the place. Now, he does offer Goku and Vegeta to come train, as they don't have to beg this time. And would Vegeta accept it? I believe he would, but he would make trips to go back so he can take care of Planet Vegeta while he's gone, or Planet Earth while he is gone. And Bulma says that she'll take care of the place, no worries. And he does have high-ranking officers. So him and Goku would then go off to go train the same as before, and pretty much the events would happen the exact same, with Frieza being revived, showing up to Earth. The only difference here is that once when Frieza does, this version of Frieza has a massive army of Saiyans to fight alongside his other army. After the loss from Lord Beerus, Goku and Vegeta would then begin their training. Most of the training would be the same as before, but Vegeta would actually stop his training and go back and forth to make sure that his Saiyan Empire is going smoothly. This would give Goku a few days or more to be able to train more than Vegeta. This also means that Goku is able to catch up and even surpass Vegeta at this point in time, as Goku now has more motivation than ever. The same events would happen for Frieza, who would still wish himself back to life with the help of his subordinates, and would that be possible? I feel like it would be, as they are able to sneak into the Saiyan Empire and wish him back. Since this is possible, Frieza would still be wished, and he would be able to escape just in time under everybody's noses. Since that Frieza has now been wished back, he would still do the 3 to 4 months of training, unlocking his new golden form. He would then arrive on Earth, but this time, a few things are going to change. Frieza knew that the Saiyan Empire was back, from the subordinates talking about it, and he would collect all of the Frieza Force to then attack the Saiyan Empire. It was thousands upon thousands of soldiers fighting thousands upon thousands of Saiyans, but the Saiyans were outclassing the Frieza soldiers quickly. Goku and Vegeta would soon arrive the same as before, and they would begin their fight with Frieza. Goku would go first like the original, trading blows back and forth with Frieza, both showing off Super Saiyan Blue and Frieza showing off his golden form. Now, Goku here is actually stronger than the original, so he would actually not be overpowered by Golden Frieza. He would actually start overpowering him in their fight, and Frieza would begin to start losing stamina, but it was actually Vegeta's turn. So Vegeta would then take the reins, and he would then fire a Big Bang attack at Frieza and start to overpower him, as Frieza never trained for his stamina, so Frieza starting to lose the fight. Frieza would then make a bold move as he reverted back to his final form. He would then blow up the planet because Vegeta dropped his guard. Goku was in utter shock, and he was surprised that Frieza was able to do this until Whis would explain this is why you never drop your guard. So Whis would then rewind time for Goku to appear right before Frieza blew up the planet, and he would kill Frieza. Vegeta was angry that he did this, but then he realized what actually happened, but he would let it go as the Saiyans were proud of the victory. So most of the events are pretty easy. I do feel like Vegeta would then take a little break and continue on ruling his empire, as Vegeta thinks that he's as strong as he wants to be, and he feels like he can defeat Kakarot now. But Goku would actually be more determined than ever. He does spend time with Chi-Chi and his son, and of course along with Goten. Now, we didn't really talk about Goten that much, but Goten's still been doing his normal thing, training and getting stronger. Gohan has actually had the motivation to get stronger too, as he has met Videl and they're starting to date now, and they already have the child and everything. So Gohan still has the motivation within him to train, so he's been training with Piccolo more than ever before. At this point in the story, there are a few of the Elite Saiyans that do have Super Saiyan, so they are starting to catch up, but of course the likes of Vegeta and them, they're not even close to touching their power. Now we're going to cut into Universe 6 versus Universe 7. This is where some things are going to change. As we know from the story, this is when Champa and Beerus would then begin to start fighting each other, contemplating who is actually better. Champa and Beerus would still fight each other back and forth like the original, and they would challenge each other to basically see who's the better universe for the Super Dragon Balls. A lot of the events would happen the same during the Universe 6 versus the Universe 7 arc. The only difference here is that Goku, albeit being a little bit stronger, the fight with him would relatively go the same here. As for Vegeta, Vegeta would still lose the same way. Now, after the Universe 6 and Universe 7, we can go over the Goku Black arc as well, but a lot of the events for the Goku Black arc would relatively happen the same. Again, as Goku Black could choose between Goku and Vegeta, but Goku actually fought Zamasu, and that's how the mixing of the timelines, the weird stuff changed, and Zamasu picked Goku, who was the strongest. So that would all happen the same. After the Goku Black arc, there would be a time of peace. As now, of course, this is before the Tournament of Power, Vegeta would then start to expand out his empire further than ever before. Albeit against Goku's wishes, but Goku can't tell Vegeta, just as long as he doesn't kill innocents. But Vegeta knows, of course, that Kakarot's an idiot, that these Saiyans are going out to purge the planets. You either join the Saiyan Empire, or you will be destroyed. Now, Beerus would also give Vegeta a warning, as we know Zeno was threatening everybody, that maybe they can work together. As Beerus would offer Vegeta, stating that basically, if you kind of help me take care of the universe a little bit, make it better, then we won't get completely erased and I don't have to destroy you before that happens. So Vegeta would agree, as he's still terrified of Beerus as well, especially when Beerus is being serious. The Saiyan Empire would then expand out. Now the Galactic Patrol would be notified about this. Now the Galactic Patrol of course has very powerful members within it, but there's not much that they can do against the Saiyan Empire, especially if Beerus is vouching for it, but they don't know about this. The Galactic Patrol and the Saiyans would definitely bump heads back and forth, as the Galactic Patrol actually wants Vegeta wanted, because he's basically being a tyrant, kind of like Frieza. So it would definitely be back and forth between the Saiyan Empire versus the Galactic Patrol across the cosmos, and Jacko himself would then arrive on Earth to kind of discuss and see what's going on, to just kind of figure out maybe is there a weakness to the Saiyan Empire, or is the king, aka Vegeta, there? And Vegeta is, but Jacko cannot do nothing to stop Vegeta, so they would have to send out more of their men, but they might not even be able to catch him. As we know that Vegeta is incredibly powerful, he's also incredibly smart. So now cutting through to this, Jacko would then be more on recon, as he would basically learn more about the Saiyans and do whatever he can to just try and blend in a little bit, see what's going on. But Jacko was very quickly figured out, as remember, all of Earth are Saiyans. So it would very quickly figure out that he's the Galactic Patrol, notify the higher ranks, so Jacko would have to make an escape. So Jacko would then be able to make his leave, escaping just in time. What are they going to do, as he discussed with the King of the Galactic Patrols, as they discussed maybe releasing a prisoner to help collect Vegeta and bring him back. In return, that prisoner will be allowed freedom. But they will discuss this later on. The Tournament of Power would happen the exact same, with Goku being childish and offering to Zeno in the beginning versus Universe 6 versus Universe 7. Zeno would be absolutely delighted, and he would agree to these terms. They would then explain about the Tournament of Power. The same events would happen the exact same, with of course making the Z Fighters. Now with the Tournament of Power happening, the only difference here is that the team will be a lot different. As we know, is Android 18 still alive? Yes. Would she be turned into an android? That's up to you to decide. I don't think she is, because she's an android. She's not exactly human anymore. Same with Android 17. So I believe that that would not affect them, but they've just basically remained in hiding, alongside with Krillin and the others. So her and Krillin are a thing. Goku would then form his team, which would be Vegeta, Gohan, Piccolo, Master Roshi, Krillin, Tien, Yamcha, and maybe a few other Saiyans to just kind of mix it up. So they would have a total of 10 members. Now, Krillin, Tien actually have Super Saiyan, and Tien's even trying to push for Super Saiyan 2 by this point. So they're way more powerful than their original selves. Master Roshi's a lot more powerful too, being that with his age of the immortality with the Saiyan, he's a lot more powerful than his original self. So they are a more powerful team going into this. Gohan, albeit, is a lot more powerful as well. And let's also not forget Golden Frieza. As Goku would not forget about Frieza knowing how powerful he is, that would be like maybe the 8th member. The rest of the two can be like his Vegeta's most powerful subordinates that he can bring with him, who already have Super Saiyan 2 or more. So that's what would happen. The Tournament of Power would be greatly affected. As Goku here, with his team, alongside with Gohan being the leader like before, they would be much more powerful. Going up against the team, the Tournament of Power would be changed a lot, but the same major events would happen with Kefla being made, Goku fighting Jiren the same as before, but with Goku unlocking Ultra Instinct. With Goku unlocking Ultra Instinct, this is where we are going to have some changes. Vegeta. Now, if you guys remember, Vegeta is still relatively evil. He might be good to a degree because he wants to save his own empire, but he's still evil. So, nearing the end, when Goku would be fighting Jiren, him, Frieza, and even Android 17 would be teaming up, as Vegeta in this changed a few iterations, so Vegeta never got knocked out by Jiren in the end, but he was still gravely wounded. Once when Jiren was knocked out completely, Vegeta would then betray Goku, knocking Goku off of the arena, making Vegeta the winner of the Tournament of Power. This would shock everybody, even Beerus, as why would he even knock him off in the first place? Vegeta would tell the Grand Priest that he is ready for his wish. And going to their word, as we know in the original, Zeno was stated that he would completely destroy everything if the wish did not go like he originally thought, but we'll touch that later. Vegeta then speaks to Grand Priest privately of his wish. As then the dragon would then glow, everything would turn white. What happened? As Son Goku would be floating in a white space, he would then land. As Goku would then look around confused, he still had the same torn pants on that he had before, but he was okay. As he would look around confused, is he on Earth again? What is this? As then he sees a lot of ships heading towards his way. Son Goku would be confused as he was looking up, seeing these ships land around him. But then a whole bunch of these Saiyans would then come out, aiming their hands at him, saying that he is under arrest. Until a beam of energy will hit them and somebody snatch Goku away in time. They would then go underground. And who else was it? It was none other than Whis and Beerus. But they looked different. Beerus didn't wear his Shroud of Destruction clothes, and Whis didn't wear any of his angel clothes either. He was confused, as they looked grungy, and they looked like they'd been surviving. They were shocked to see that Goku was even alive, or he was here. As Goku would explain himself and what's going on, Whis would then explain it all to Goku. That Vegeta made the wish to permanently destroy all gods and angels. They don't have their power anymore. And all of the 12 universes merged into one massive universe. This also means that their father, the Grand Priest and Zeno, has also been captured by Vegeta. All official gods and angels and deities have been captured and are now held up and locked. Vegeta made this wish, Whis believes, so that nobody can ever defeat him again, and he can also become the most powerful being and the only ruler over the entire single universe. Goku was utterly shocked. Why would Vegeta make this wish? That doesn't make sense. That's not like him. But Whis explains that all of this happened because of that fateful wish that he made one day on Earth. Vegeta was never a good man. He only started getting worse and worse. He never had the compassion of family. He fell back into his old ways, and everything got put into plan perfectly. But Goku was so confused, he was so lost, he doesn't understand. Well, what can we do? Whis explains that the Dragon Balls can fix this. The Super Dragon Balls are still here, but they're hidden and they're locked. But Whis might know where it is. It's under the massive planet known as Vegeta's homeland. Most of the Saiyans have completely overtook all of this single universe, as all the planets that inhabited aliens and more are now just living in tyranny. Very similar to the Empire from Star Wars, just to make it simple. They rule all the planets with an iron fist. They are the ultimate power within the universe. There were beings who fought back, such as the likes of Jiren, but sadly, he was killed. But they do have one weapon who can potentially help them. But sadly, that weapon was just destroyed. It was known as Broly, a Saiyan of unimaginable godly power. But he was easily taken by Vegeta, and he defeated him before he could learn his true power. And now, he's nothing but a mindless weapon now for Vegeta. Controlled, mind controlled to do his wherever bidding, and his right-hand man. Goku was utterly shocked at this news that he heard, as he needs to stop Vegeta one way or another. But Beerus would then stop him and say, "Oh, you're a fool. Most of us have lost our power, but on top of this, Vegeta's only gotten leagues more powerful than he's ever been before, as he was able to master and learn all of the Hakai abilities and more of a destroyer. How do you think that you're able to defeat him?" But then Whis has an idea, his Ultra Instinct. It's a perfect other half to the destruction energy. Maybe Whis, if Goku can help them find his siblings, and maybe even the Grand Priest, if they're lucky, they can help teach Goku to truly master his Ultra Instinct, and to push it even further than it's ever been before. This is so Goku can now repair the timeline and fix it. So now they have a game plan. But there is one being who they do need to save. She's known as the Supreme Kai of Time, as her role is almost as important as Zeno. She controls all the timelines and more, but she's weakened. She has little to no power left. But with her help, she knows where the Super Dragon Balls are to make the final wish, and where to find his father. They would agree, so him and Whis and Beerus would all work together and begin their journey. They were able to secure a ship that goes under the radar, so they would never know. As Vegeta and his empire would be furious to find out that Kakarot is somehow here, and he's somehow alive. He doesn't know why or how, but somehow he is. But he's not worried, as he's nothing to his feet. Vegeta is far superior to Goku. He's nothing but a fly compared to him now. Especially with his new God of Destruction powers, there's nothing, no being that can stop him. Well, now, they would then go under the radar, as they would find out where the Supreme Kai is. Finding out where she was, they would fly past and battle the Saiyans. So Goku was back at full strength by this point. They would easily work together and destroy the guards, and they would free her, barely escaping. As with the help of the Supreme Kai, who thanked Goku, she has a perfect plan. She tells Whis and Beerus that what they can do is they can use the Dragon Balls to reverse everything. Everything back to even before Vegeta even thought about making the wish. So she can then have her powers back, and she can use her powers to then alter Vegeta and this timeline so that it would never happen. So Vegeta never makes the wish. Gohan tries to use the Dragon Balls to wish Goku back, but it doesn't work. So this means that Vegeta would never think about bringing the Saiyans back, so none of this would happen. As this is the only way, and Goku understands. So over the time, they begin battling more soldiers left and right, slowly hurting the Empire, and helping the rebellion, who were aliens who were rebelling against them. Son Goku was finally back at his full strength now, but he's still trying to learn Ultra Instinct, and Whis is teaching him everything that he knows to help him. But the issue is that Goku's even stronger than Whis at this point, as there's not much that Whis can physically do to help him, nor can he use his angelic staff, as it's gone. But he has his mind, and he can still teach Goku Ultra Instinct. And Beerus can do whatever he can to teach Goku to figure out how to negate and dodge the Hakai power, telling him secrets that he told nobody else, only certain destroyers know. As Son Goku was a sponge, absorbing all of his knowledge, Goku would actually have a question. What about the Room of Spirit and Time back on Earth? They can maybe go there and spend almost a year in one day's time, and they'll be able to get strong enough to fight back against Vegeta when they're ready. Whis would think about it, as that's a brilliant idea. But they don't truly know if that's the case, but with the help of the rebels, they were able to figure out that it is true. That Kami's lookout is still there, but Earth is pretty much abandoned. There's nothing of Earth that is really left. But they don't have a choice, but the door for the Room of Spirit and Time is still there, so they can go inside. After they would free more of Whis' brothers and sisters, Vados and Margarita. The other brothers and sisters were sadly killed by Vegeta in anger as they tried to stand up against him. The other brothers and sisters know about where their father is, and their father knows where Zeno is. But Zeno is locked tight and key, as Zeno was actually being used, as his power was absorbing the machines so they can have unlimited power and potential. And Vegeta was using this to power machines, spacecrafts, and more. And Vegeta is trying to mimic the power that the Supreme Kai can do, so he can go into other timelines and spread the Saiyan Empire even more. So there is nowhere that anybody can be saved. Once when they would find the Grand Priest, Vegeta would have his super bodyguard ready to go, as Goku would tell them to go get their father, the Grand Priest. He'll handle this guy. And it was none other than Broly, who would then charge in at Goku, delivering a very powerful punch that would send Goku back. As Goku began fighting back and forth, he would use Super Saiyan, starting to overpower Broly, but Broly's potential continued to grow. Goku would have to go into Super Saiyan Blue. Transforming into Super Saiyan Blue, this version of Broly would then transform into a Super Saiyan, and he would be dominating Goku. But Goku was trying to distract him so they can get the Grand Priest out and get him away. Goku would use all the tricks that he has in his book. Using the solar flare to blind Broly, he would use instant transmission to appear behind him and deliver a powerful Kamehameha wave. It would send Broly through multiple buildings, and Broly would then get up as his muscles would then bulge. As Goku would then stare in shock as Broly was powering up even further. The mind control making him more berserk as Broly now transformed into a legendary Super Saiyan. Goku was running out of options, as the training with Whis and the other angels must be paying off, because now he has no choice but to test it. He doesn't know what will happen to his body, but he has to try. He would then calm and focus his mind, as Goku would now then enter Ultra Instinct once more, and dodge a powerful punch from Broly, delivering a massive blow to Broly's stomach, sending him back. As then Goku's hair would then turn white, as he would kick Broly across the face, sending him across the planet. They would have Grand Priest sent out, but Goku's not going to finish, because this monster will not stop coming after them until it's too late. Goku would then raise his hands, as then all of that planet's life would then form into his hand, as he would even use his own Ultra Instinct power to fuel the Spirit Bomb. As Broly was then charging forward towards Goku, he would get the Spirit Bomb done just in time and throw it right at Broly, making a massive explosion. As Broly would then lay on the ground, almost unconscious but still starting to recover, Goku would then charge up his full power Kamehameha wave. Hitting Broly with every ounce of strength that he had left within him, Broly would barely be alive. But he was not killed. But he was knocked out completely cold. As Goku was exhausted, they would be able to escape in a spaceship, as shortly afterwards, Vegeta would then appear, seeing Broly nearly killed, and he was shocked that Kakarot's power has risen that much, but it's still nothing to him. He would then tell his scientist to then take that fool and get him healed and make him stronger. So, the next time if he finds Kakarot, he will be able to exterminate him immediately. But now it seems a bit personal. So he'll let Broly soften him up, but now Vegeta is now going to make it personal on Goku. Since they have rescued the Grand Priest, who was severely injured, they would all escape to Earth, as with the help of Korin, who is still alive, Korin had a few senzu beans left, as he was secretly building them and growing them, but the planet was so destroyed that it was almost impossible. They would then give one to the Grand Priest, who was just powered up enough. The Grand Priest doesn't have most of his powers anymore, but he is still very powerful, being a bit more powerful than Goku in this current timeline, and Broly, but not stronger than Vegeta, as no being can be stronger than him, but he does have his healing power properties. He was able to heal Goku, and they would all go inside the Room of Spirit and Time to make Goku the savior of the multiverse. And that is it for this What If You guys. Thank y'all for watching. Hope you guys enjoy it, as the next part will be the final part, and it will be insanity. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to check out the merch down below. Let's hit 20,000 subscribers, and I'll talk to you all later.